name is Ansu. I'll do grade 11 mathematics literacy, and we're going to start today with map work. So if we start map work, there's quite a few different types of maps that we have to do, that we're dealing with today. So if you look, we're going to have a national road map or a strip map. So look at this picture. It shows you that the national road map, it's a big portion, is the whole South Africa. But a strip map is just a small part of South Africa. So in this case, we're going to do to Pietermaritzburg. That's going to be a strip map, strip chart to show you Kimberley. That's going to be a street map to show you a smaller area of Pietermaritzburg. And finally, you're going to have a housing complex that shows you the very small area of Pietermaritzburg. So let's start. First one, national map. If we want to go from, let's say, Bloemfontein to Cape Town, and you need to calculate the distance, you will always have a distance chart, as you can see here, next to your national map. This shows you distance between the two towns. So if we want to go from, let's say, Cape Town to Durban, it's going to be 1,753 kilometers. So let's just quickly do an example. How much will the petrol cost you if you want to travel from Bloemfontein to Cape Town? For this example, your car uses 13 kilometers per liter and your petrol price is 14 Rand 65 cents per liter. So what's your first step? First step is you use the distance chart to calculate the total amount of kilometers you will have to travel. So here's our distance charts. We want to go from Bloemfontein. So if we see there's Bloemfontein and we want to go to Cape Town, there's Cape Town. So it's going to be 1,004 kilometers. Step 2 is calculate the amount of liters that you are required. So the total kilometers we just calculated, that will be 1,004 kilometers, and your car uses 13 kilometers per liter. So by using the cross method, you can calculate the liters required. If you don't know the cross method, here's a quick example. The cross method is a method when you use to calculate a ratio. The most of the work can be written as a ratio. In other words, 1 liter gives you 13 kilometers. So how many liters do we need to get 1,004 kilometers? How am I going to calculate it? I'm going to say 1,004 multiplied by 1 divided by 13 kilometers. That is your cross method. That will give you 77,2307 liters. Remember, we always have to round off liters to 2 decimals. So your answer is going to be 77,23 liters. Step 3, calculate how much the petrol will cost you. In other words, they told you in the example that the petrol price is 14 Rand 65 per liter. You know you need 77,23 liters. So you're going to say 77,23 liters multiplied by 14,65 Rand. That's going to give you a total of 1,031,43. The petrol will thus cost you 1,131,43 to drive from Bloemfontein to Cape Town. And the next map that we're going to do is a strip map. So a strip map is just basically the national road map in a smaller piece with more roads, so you can see easily which roads to take. Why would we want to use a strip map? It's especially to plan your route and to see which road you're gonna take. To understand the strip map, there's 3 components that's very important. The first one is this one. This shows you the distance from the last city or last town on the map up until your first town, which in this case is Bloemfontein. I'll show you how I know that in a second. Number B is this symbol where it's the two arrows with the amount in between. This shows the distance between the dotted line. So there's your first dotted line in Bloemfontein, and there's your second dotted line at Tromsburg. So this shows the distance between them. That's going to be 99 kilometers. And then C, this arrow shows you the distance from the first city on the map up until where you gone there. So let's say your first city, do you see it says 0 there? That means your first city is Bloemfontein. Up until Tromsburg is 99 kilometers. Guys, just remember this is based on your road. It will be on your N1. So if you drive from Bloemfontein N1 up until Tromsburg, it will be 99 kilometers. So let's just quickly look at the example for a strip map. How far is it from Bloemfontein to Richmond? So let's just first see where is the two towns you're going to work with. There's Bloemfontein, and Richmond is all the way down here. There's Richmond. So there's three methods that you can use. The first method is you use the red markers. So you start, Bloemfontein has 530 kilometers, and Richmond is 187 kilometers. You subtract the two from each other and you get a total of 343 kilometers. Method 2 is you use the gray arrows. So from Bloemfontein it's 0 and Richmond is 343. Remember, large number minus the small number, so 343 minus 0, that gives you 343 kilometers. And then method 3 is you use these numbers with the arrows in between. So let's see, the first one says 99 kilometers from Bloemfontein to Tromsburg. Then from Tromsburg to Koolsberg is 111 kilometers. And from Koolsberg to Richmond is 133. So if you add all three of them, you get as well 343 kilometers. Thus, Bloemfontein to Richmond is 343 kilometers. The next map what we're going to look at is a street map. A street map is a map of a smaller area such as town or city. The main purpose of the street map is to show you the streets in a town or city. It's also to show you suburbs and important features such as hospitals, railways, busways, and bus stops. So to understand this, you usually get a chart with it. So let's say, for instance, we want to go to Canary Street. That will be the street name. So if you're going to see, it's going to tell you there where it is. It's in Pietermaritzburg Center. It's on page 160 of this map book that we're busy with. It's on block AS and it's block number 19. So this is column number 19. So this will probably just be the next block that you can't see on this map. There's a street map of Pietermaritzburg. With every street map, you get always a key to understand it. What will the questions be? The main question will be give directions from one part of the town to the next part of the town, and they will make it the easiest way for me to give directions is take the page and turn it as you turn. If you don't turn it as you turn, you're going to give the wrong directions. They will always give you the chart. Here's a chart to show you, okay, a star means that's the traffic department. A cross with inside a red circle, that's a hospital. This will show you exactly the important places that you want to go to. So let's just quickly look at the example again. The example, how will I get from Midland Mediese Centrum to Annie's Hospital? So let's see, there's Midland Mediese Centrum and there's St. Anne's Hospital. How am I going to get there? Again, I would turn the book if I were you. You're going to drive out of there. You're going to turn left onto Masukuwana Street. Then again, you have to turn right. Do you see, if you just if you didn't turn it, you would say left. So that would be wrong. So if you take it, you're going to turn left onto Masukuwana Street, and then you're going to turn right onto Jobbin and Lower Street. Continue straight until St. Anne's Hospital is on your left. It's very easy if you turn your page. Next map is a layout map. Now this is quite simple. The only thing that it shows you is the complex where you're going to stay. So let's say you're going to stay in Springbok Drive 23, then you know, oh, okay, so I have to go in here and there's the house that I'm going to stay at. Okay, next that we're going to look at is scales. There's two types of scales, number scale and the bar scale. So first, let's look at the number scale. Number scale is in a ratio base. So it says the map is 1, 2, and the reality is 50. This means that this reality or this picture that was taken, like a map or a map or a picture, it's 50 times bigger than the map. So if I give you this and I ask you to determine the real length, you're going to say real length equals map length times scale factor. If I ask you to determine the map length, you're going to say map length equals real length divided by the scale factor. So let's just quickly look at the example. The scale of a map is 1 to 50,000 and you measure the length to be 10 centimeters. Give your answer in kilometers. Now this is very important, guys. They don't want your answer in centimeters or millimeters. They want your answer in kilometers. So let's start. Step 1. Convert your measurement according to the scale. We can use the cross method. I just showed you a bit earlier in the video. So that's the one I want. I have 10 centimeters. That's my ratio. So I'm going to say 10 multiplied by 50,000 divided by 1, and that's going to give you your answer. So this answer, in what unit will that be? You measure it in centimeters. So obviously, this will be centimeters. So remember that you just calculated the same units. In other words, you calculated centimeters. Step 2. Now you have to convert your centimeters to kilometers because remember, they asked you, give your answer in kilometers. Remember, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter and 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. So you're going to say 500,000 divided by 100 to get to meters. It's going to give you 5,000 meters. Then from meters to kilometers, you're going to say 5,000 meters divided by 1,000, and that's going to give you 5 kilometers. So 10 centimeters on this map will represent 5 kilometers in actual size. The next scale is a bar scale. So there's quite a few different methods that you can use to calculate a bar scale. You need to go and figure out which one is the best for you. So use a ruler to measure the bar scale accurately. So there's my ruler and I measure it. It should be 4 centimeters equal 4 kilometers. So write it as a number scale, 4 centimeters equal 4 kilometers. So 4 centimeters equal 400,000 centimeters. So it will be 1 to 100,000. Use your ruler to measure the distance between the asked places. Okay, for example, they said 5 centimeters. Calculate the real distance now. You're going to say 1 to 100,000 and 5 to 500,000. 500,000 centimeters equals 5 kilometers. Okay, let's just do another example with a bit more difficult. If the real distance is 51 kilometers, how long must the line be on the map? Use the bar scale given below. Okay, there's my bar scale. Now you can see it's about 3.3 centimeters for 4 kilometers. So the first way you can do it is you can say 3.3 centimeters to 4 kilometers. In other words, 3.3 centimeters divided by 4 kilometers. That's going to give you 0.825 centimeters for 1 kilometer. Or you can write it in a number scale, which means 3.3 centimeters to 4 kilometers converted to kilometers. So it's going to be 400,000 kilometers. And that's going to be 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to, 1 2. The next one is calculate the total centimeters. So if you use this method, you're going to say 0,825 centimeters to 1 kilometer. So how many centimeters is it going to be for 51 kilometers? Cross method again, 51 times 0.825 divided by 1, and you get 42,07500 centimeters. Or you can use this method, which says 3.3 centimeters is 4 kilometers. Because we use the cross method, this will also work. This one is actually the easier one for me to use. So you're going to say 51 multiplied by 3.3 centimeters, again upwards, going across, divided by 4 kilometers, and you get the same answer. The last one is where you use the number scale, so 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 2.12. Okay, remember now you have to convert your 51 to centimeters as well. So multiply by 100, multiply by 1,000, you get 5,100,000. 5,100,000 multiplied by 1 divided by 121212.12, and you get the same answer, 42.075 centimeters. Now we round it off to 2 decimals because we're busy working with distance. Thus 51 kilometers will be 42.08 centimeters on the map. The next map, or the other map that you should get a route map. So a route map basically tells you in a small area where you're going to be. So in this case, it was a marathon route they were taking from Pietermaritzburg. How do I see where they start? There's it start, there's your ledger to say exactly what each and every symbol means. So let's just quickly look at possible questions. Where will the race start? The race will start at City Hall. And the next question is, how far will you actually run? There it says the distance to the finish line. So you will actually run 89 kilometers. And then the last one asks, how many refreshment tables will there be on the road? So if you go and you look at the keys, it says that little block shows refreshment table number. So your last one will be 12 tables. This is just simple questions that you possibly can get. The last map that we're going to look at is an elevation map. Now this shows you the same road that we just looked at, but now you're going to see, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. So this just tells you how many meters above sea level you're going to travel. So let's just look at a few examples of questions that you possibly can get. The first one is, where's the highest point? So highest point will be there, Umlaas-Road. And then how high above sea level will Bota's hill be in meters? So let's look. There's the highest point, and then how many meters above sea level? You go and you look from your chart, there it says height in meters, so it should be approximately 700 meters. Remember, this is now the distance in kilometers. So you're going to start here from 0, and then they're going to run all the way, and there's the last point. Thank you very much. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed. If there's any questions, don't hesitate to ask.